Hello, welcome to another installment of IT Fondi, and today I'll be taking you through some interesting security nugget. So in every system that you use, there is a sort of request response kind of design, and this enables us to communicate. Like, for example, you want to log in and then your details get verified and then you get a response, which is the page, let me say your dashboard, or so on and so forth. Now, in between that, to sort of handle how that is done, we have what they call middleware, not malware, sorry, middleware. Middleware basically controls things like logging, controls things like it controls a number of things, and also this authorization that you can get. Now, what happened recently in one of the most popular frameworks, and that's Next.js by Vercel, there is a CVE, which is common vulnerabilities and exploits, and that means that and it ranks almost 9.1. And what exactly is that issue, and what is Next.js for those who do not know? But those who do know, it's a very popular JavaScript framework, and it's very powerful, developed by Vercel. Now, Vercel is a company that provides platform as a service. Basically, it gives you a platform onto which you can develop your app, and I have my app hosted there currently, which is an audio transcription service, and you just upload your file and that can get transcribed. It also has a little bit here of donations, but you find some applications have a paywall where you need to first pay before you're able to access, and that's where the critical vulnerability is. So on Hacker News, basically they tell us this is the ranking that they got, and this CVE is the number that is assigned to a vulnerability that is discovered in a particular system software. For example, Log4j some time back had vulnerabilities, and this one is 9.1 out of 10, meaning it's serious. So what's the issue and how does this work? Next.js uses an internal header middleware, and this prevents recursive requests so that the middleware doesn't get called over and over and over again. So basically what happens is, if an exception is added here, it means that you can skip the middleware, and that means you're skipping critical checks, and that makes your application vulnerable. Maybe a bit here that we can see. So how does that work? In Next.js, middleware components run before the request hits the application routing system and serves purposes like authentication, like I mentioned, if you have a paywall for your application. And it means that if this is not functional, someone can use an application for free, can access certain data for free without any filters, and that makes it quite dangerous. Things like rate limiting, it means someone can hit your API various times and can cause, for example, a denial of service attack. Denial of service, sorry, but it's the denial of service attack. Things like error handling, redirecting users. So basically, it leaves your app very vulnerable. And this header, like I mentioned, this is where the issue was. And the issue here is that the header is retrieved by run middleware function responsible for processing incoming requests. If it redirects it to that specific value, the entire middleware execution is bypassed. So this is more of a coding issue, where the system has something that is supposed to make it efficient so that you don't call the middleware recursively, but then it ends up being an Achilles heel where you can actually bypass the middleware. What has been done, Next.js has issued that they've released a patch for this to fix it. Of course, it has taken some time, and they've patched different versions, as you can see. And basically there was a bit of a contention between Cloudflare and Vercel. Both of them, of course, provide also platform as a service, but the entirety of it all is that this is where the issue was, and there was skipping, or there was a possibility of skipping. As long as you add the middleware here, it can be skipped, and that means that your application is open for anyone to do as they please, basically, because if any of these functions, you can see basically all the functions that are security based are basically bypassed. Yeah, so that's our little security nugget, and the advisory is you should apply a patch depending on the Next.js version you're using, and stay safe out there. Till again, ciao.